Have you ever wondered why, with the same amount of money to buy the same item, but after only a few years or even a few days, the quantity purchased is different? This is the problem that many economists really care about because it can affect the economy of one nation tremendously. It's called inflation. And now let's watch video to understand what inflation is and the inflation situation of Vietnam from 2011 to September 2022. In economics, inflation is general increase in prices of goods and services in economy. There are three main causes of inflation: demand pull inflation, cost push inflation, and viewing inflation. When the price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. Consequently, inflation corresponds to reduction in the purchasing power of money. This loss of purchasing power impacts the cost of living for the common public, which ultimately leads to deceleration in economic growth. In 2011, Vietnam's inflation was 18.13%, the highest seen in 2008. The reason for high inflation was the high price of input material such as gas and oil, electricity increasing. The USD and Vietnam Dong exchange rate increasing strongly, making April CPI hit a record of the 3.32%, and the August CPI over the same period last year reached highest level. Thanks to the tight monetary policy of the government, the inflation rate decreased in the 2012. The average consumer price index in the 2012 increased by 9.21% compared to the average in the 2011. 2013 is the second consecutive year that Vietnam has succeeded in controlling inflation in accordance with objectives set by the National Assembly and the government, thereby helping us stabilize the macroeconomy and stimulate economic growth. For the whole year of 2014, inflation increased by only 1.84%, very low level compared to the target of controlling 7% inflation, and also the lowest level in the past 13 years. Overall, it was clear that there was a upward trend in Vietnam's inflation rate from 2015 to 2018. From 2015 to 2016, data from the General Statistics Office showed that Vietnam's in the 2015 inflation falls to 0.63%, lowest in the 40 years and less than the estimated annual 5%. In 2015, that was the result of plentiful supply of grains and other foodstuffs as well as fall in transport and utility costs, thanks to a slump in global energy price. The rise in core inflation from January to December 2016 compared with the same period last year showed a narrow amplitude fluctuating from the 1.64 to 1.88%. As a result, a steady monetary policy being put to practice, helping the country macroeconomic stability and helping inflation in control. Between the 2017 to 2018, the average CPI in the 2017 experienced the progressive growth, approximately 3.53% compared to the average in the 2016. Average core inflation in 2017 increased by 1.51% compared to the 2016, and in 2018, core inflation ended up to 1.4% in April from 1.3% in March. According to data published by the General Statistics Office, the average CPI in the 2019 increased by 2.79% compared to the 2018. The main reason for the increase in CPI in 2019 was due to the annual increase in prices of some commodities such as consumer goods like food, beverage, public transport services, tourism, etc. It can be seen that inflation in the 2020 is still controlled below the target set by the National Assembly at the 3.23%. Despite the huge impact of the increase in price of pork due to the prolonged African swine cholera epidemic, inflation rate of 1.8% was calculated in which Vietnam successfully managed an increased inflation rate. which drove the economy to grow substantially compared to the previous COVID-19 years. The average consumer price index in the first 9 months of 2022 increased by 2.73% over the same period last year. This is a great success for Vietnam. Controlling inflation contribute to stabilizing the macroeconomy amid the complicated world economic situation. The reason is aggressive direction from the government. In particular, ministry, branches, and localities synchronize price stabilization. In addition, the government issued supporting policies in a timely manner, significantly reduce the pressure on the price level solutions, thereby limiting negative impacts on the social, economic development. Though the inflation is under control, the pressure of the rocketing inflation rate is present in 2022 and 2023. Economic experts have blamed the cost push phenomenon for placing such as pressure on Vietnam economy in upcoming time. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.